hard in the game, I know we run. Work too hard, there's no refunds. Y'all go.
If you want 100, we can arrange it. No refunds, so it's changes.
I was gonna come and hang out that night, but it's no refunds, and you paid that price.
Watch the whole season, nigga, no refunds. The devil out here buying souls, nigga, no refunds.
What's going on, everybody? I am Team Tommy, aka Team Tommy. That is Boy Too Nice, aka Boy Too Nice, and we are the No Refunds podcast.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Boy Too Nice TV and be entered into one of our giveaways where I draw people. Leave a thumbs up on the video and also comment on one of the videos so we know. Makes it easier
to locate
for us
the
to
winner.
know
Yep.
who actually did their job. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, and Google Play. Happy Black Panther
No
Month,
Refunds,
by the way.
podcast with the $sign for that S.
Yes, with the $sign because that's important for now. Happy Black Panther Month, sir.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I mean, for, 7 days at least? They gave us a week.
They said it was the whole month, though.
Nah, they gave us a week.
They lied?
Yeah.
Bro, y'all some
You know how
lying
niggas post shit on the internet? No, they giving us the whole month.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Black Panther
So-
will be in theaters from February 1st to February 7th.
So, like,
for free.
If y'all listening to this,
You
got like a day.
What, 4 days?
No. If they're listening to this,
Today's you got like
today's
a couple
technically
days. The 4th. You got like 3 days.
You better get on it
to go get that free ticket.
Yeah.
Sir, Too Nice. How was your week?
Man.
This week.
This week was interesting, man. I was just paying attention to all the fuckery, and I was entertained.
There's a lot of
entertained.
BS going on today. This
Is
week.
it BS?
There's a lot of stuff going on this week.
It's a lot. It's some BS.
Let's see.
Yeah. So other than that, my week ain't do shit. What you, yo?
So I almost died last night. First of all,
We'll get to that.
we're gonna get to that right now.
No.
First of all, shout out to the weather. It's been cold throughout the entire United States of America.
But today
It was fucking like
today
free.
it's-
It was the day after tomorrow in Chicago. Niggas was dying out on the streets. They didn't have any water or didn't have any heat.
and then all of a sudden it's like hot,
Yeah,
warm.
no, like it's not like no. It's hotter than it was. It's legit.
Yeah.
It's legit.
It's not like
warm
snow
outside.
boots and double socks. You know, with the long johns under your clothes.
You can
type
go
of weather.
outside with a short sleeve shirt or
And a jacket.
light hoodie.
Yeah,
and
you'll be fine.
Nobody will look at you differently. I don't know what's going on with the weather. Look, global warming. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely happening. And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it at all. I want winter to be cold. I want spring to be not as cold.
It's global trumping.
And then I want summer to be hot.
It's global trumping.
That's
is what
all
it
I
is.
want.
Yeah.
The weather is rebelling
Yes.
against Trump
Yeah.
in the wall.
Yeah.
The weather don't want to build a wall.
Watch. You know what happens when it's really really cold one day and then get really really warm? You get sick.
Yeah.
Extreme temperature change. You get sick.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Yeah. Everybody gonna be with the flu.
Oh, another thing.
You're gonna be with flu.
Women, if y'all going out with y'all dudes to like a party and shit, if it's cold outside, put a jacket on. Even if you're not cold, we gonna think you cold. And if we got a jacket and you don't, being the gentleman that I am, I'm gonna give you my coat, and now I'm regretting it.
Oh yeah, women still do that. Like they go to the club without jackets.
Yep.
Yep,
happened to me.
women be doing the most to be cute.
Yep.
They really be doing the most.
Like, dog, you can take the jacket off as soon as you get in, just while you're waiting in line.
They have
the jacket
check-in,
on.
right? Jacket check-ins.
Yeah, most places
you
do.
can check your shit in, bro.
Or
but you walk
literally
in-
wherever you're sitting at, you can just put your jacket there.
Yeah.
Some people just like go the extra mile to be cute. Like, it's
But
too
that's
much.
I think that's a younger thing, though. I think that's a younger
oh
thing.
no, it's definitely a younger thing.
Because when you're older, people don't really go to clubs and lounges when you're older. You go to bars.
Oh.
And people being there with their jackets in the goddamn bar.
Another thing that happened to
So
me.
they can like get up and run in
earlier
case
this
like
week.
a dude a little crazy.
I realized I age quickly when I'm inside of a club.
Okay.
Like as soon as I go in, I got all the energy. I can dance for a few songs, be all hype and shit, and then 2 songs later, it's like,
But your
why
knees,
am I?
your knees
why am
hurt.
I? It's like, why am I here? I'm looking around. None of these people have any sense of what they want to do with their lives. It's like, why am I looking at you people? It didn't pass your bedtime. Like, what time this place closed? 3 o'clock? Jesus Christ, I got to get home by 2. I don't really want to be here anymore. Where y'all parents at? It's just like, yeah, I just
go to the club. Yeah,
I
where y'all
can't.
parents at?
I get so disappointed going out to clubs, especially if they playing shit that I don't want to listen to. It's just like I just spent money to come out to look at other people. And I don't want to do that anymore.
Or first of all, looking at people is trash. Like,
yes.
Looking at young people is trash, I guess. But
you got to try to keep up with new dances and shit. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
They still do those?
They have dances.
Wait, are they still making the New Jersey club dances still?
Yes.
They still do those. God damn it.
But
you remember back in the day when we used to learn them shits.
Oh no, we tried to.
We learned all of them. The current ones back in our younger years.
We tried to. We might not have been masters at it, but we definitely tried.
I'm definitely not going to any of that shit ever. I'm old as fuck. Nah.
I'm good. Those only really happen at college parties, and obviously we're not college students anymore. So yeah, that's out of the question for us for the rest of forever. But let's jump into the first topic for today. Your man's.
Who's my man's?
Bow Wow.
Mr. Moss.
So your man's Bow Wow was
Mr. Shad.
He was put into a lose-lose situation, and guess what happened?
You know what else got put on him?
Stop
paws.
Stop it. You're not
Literally.
You're not going to be one of those dudes.
It looks like there were actual paws that were on him.
Bow Wow got put into a lose-lose situation, and sure enough, he effing lost.
Yeah, he thought he was a fucking X-Man.
What was the story? He got into an altercation with his
Wolverine beat his ass up. That's what happened. He tried to.
All three of them claws got put
right across his face. That shit looks smooth too.
Right across the forehead too. And it's wild because he still took a cool ass mugshot too.
Like, first of all,
why was he getting a mugshot taken? But yeah, Bow Wow, what's the story? He got into an altercation with his.
What you doing if your chick that you messed with just like go crazy on you, just mad Wolverine marks on your face?
Well, can we say what the situation is first?
I just want to know how you feel about it first.
Nah, we're gonna talk about the situation first. I don't know who that is.
All right, so this is what happened, right? Enough of the jokes, or we'll put the jokes on pause. So, Bow Wow and Bow Wow's ex-girlfriend, who I guess they were trying to work it out again, Kiyomi Leslie, they were together in Atlanta, and Bow Wow was sleeping, and while he was sleeping, Kiyomi Leslie was going through his phone, and once she went through his phone, she saw some shit that she did not like, and she took a lamp and hit him in the face with the lamp and started attacking him.
That's why you don't.
And then the police were called. I don't know if it was Bow Wow or somebody else who called the police. And once the police came, she tried to make it seem like she was being attacked. But if you look at his face, that's not the fucking case. So they did take Bow Wow to jail, which is kind of like, come on, bro. Like, you got beat the fuck out.
Look at my face and look at hers.
Look at me. Look. Why am I going to jail? Listen. Get in the car.
Black.
Get in the car.
You got a girl.
She said you hit her. We got
a job to do here, man.
The mugshots is crazy. I'm gonna put the mugshots right here so y'all can see them. But that shit just look a little funny though. Like,
I'm looking at it. She look like she's still ready to go right now.
Word, like she's mad as fuck.
In that mugshot.
Like all she's thinking about is like
you didn't take enough aggression out on homeboy.
Like all she's thinking about, like, you really just took texting that bitch. Like that's all her fucking. Our mind is really her.
You know what's wild? They both got the same face on. Like if you put the pictures side by side, like they look like they.
So he ended up getting bailing out like that next day. A couple hours later, I should say. It was like a couple hours later he bailed out. I don't know if she's still in jail or not, but this nigga was at a party event.
She should be.
She should. Yes. And I'm sick of this double standard that we have in this goddamn country.
Because everybody just like you. Everybody was clowning him.
I was only clowning him because he literally got fucked up by Wolverine. Like he had 3 claws.
Everybody was clowning him for getting the paws put on him.
But my thing is this.
But if he were to put his hands on her,
then he would be a fucking.
It'd be a whole nother story.
Or, abusive, like
right. It'd be surviving Bow Wow story.
Where beating up girls that's the same height as him.
It's like.
So, I mean, I don't feel like nobody should be putting their hands on nobody.
Especially in a relationship.
Yes, period. Period. Don't put your hands on nobody. That type of shit, you provoking somebody, then some shit happened to you, and then you try to make yourself look like a victim. That shit is not cool. So, for that situation, I think Bow Wow did the smart thing by not hitting her because he has a lot more to lose than she does. Because
you're gonna take these jokes, but
you don't get these jokes, but like you did the right thing. Like the minute you put your hands on her. And she gonna turn that shit into some type of monetization. Like, oh, I gotta talk about my story. So I'm doing this panel. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling backstage.
I wrote a book.
I'm selling backstage passes. Like, come talk to me, hear about my experiences dealing with domestic violence. Like, all right.
So yeah, shout out to Shad Moss.
Mr. Moss.
for not actually putting your hands on
That
women.
was very grown
Even
up.
though all these fake ass
Ain't no little
thug
that
rappers,
wasn't no little Bow Wow move. That was a big
Shaq
Bow
Moss
Wow
move, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though these
Mr. Bow Wow.
all these fake ass rappers talking about some, I would have put my paws on you. You're not supposed to let her
Word.
beat you up and shit like.
And you shouldn't even be saying
shut
that.
up,
If,
stupid.
like I wouldn't let her do it to me. Well, first of all, he was asleep according to what the shit said, and he got hit with a lamp. There's not much you can do. There's not much you can do if you get hit by a fucking lamp while you're asleep.
Jesus.
Like, oh shit! I just wanted to did the lamp break. Do you think that shit broke?
I'd have died, huh?
You think that lamp broke
If
on
it was
his
a
face?
fake lamp, yeah. If it was a lamp to the
Like
face,
little
then
ceramic?
no, if it was a lamp, I don't think
Lamp
that's
to the face.
If it was a lamp to the face while he was asleep, this picture was
No, his eye was like.
It wasn't swollen. In the picture, it wasn't swollen. It was just the
Maybe
scratch
he got a
marks
tough face.
in the picture.
Maybe they do that often. Maybe he's used to the pause. Like, lamp to the face, bitch.
But for all the fake ass thug ass rappers,
Texting that bitch, lamp
all
to
the,
the
all the
face.
fake ass rappers that's rapping about shit they're not living no more, talking about should have done this and should have done that. Like,
You should've
shut up,
stopped there. Well,
please.
If in his defense, they are the same size. She's taller than him, actually.
It don't matter.
I'm just saying, like,
He could be
you can't.
He could be a little person if he'd have put his hands on that chick.
Could you stop Layla Ali from attacking you?
No,
That's my point.
and people would still clown him for it, and people would still say you should have put your hands on her and shit.
Nah. All right. If I'm talking, if I'm being confronted with a professional female boxer and she's rather
All right,
aggressive,
you going to the next level. There is no professional boxer in this altercation going on right now.
listen, if you're bigger than me, I'm gonna look at you as such. All right. You can't be bigger than me
It's
and
not
try
fair
to
for
attack
Bow Wow though. Everybody's
she's bigger than him.
Everybody's bigger than Bow Wow.
me. Yeah, you gotta take what you can get. You gotta start dating little people.
Got the Jacques syndrome.
No, 'cause he did the right thing. He did
did.
the right thing. He did not attack her.
Don't touch her. I
No.
mean, don't touch her.
Women, please stop putting your hand on men. Like I
grab
don't
her
care
and
what you
put her on the
found
ground.
in his phone. Like, if you're gonna do something, like, fuck the shit. Like, fuck something, like his shit up. Like, rip his shoes. Don't
Material
put your
shit.
hands on him. Yeah, like, don't put your hands on men because what, I won't say that either because there are crazy men who will go crazy for you touching their shit. So I don't know. Just leave. Like, fucking leave. You're hurting yourself by putting yourself in this position.
You know what's crazy? They're gonna get back together after this.
They probably
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Mark my words.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right.
Because we got a very important topic to talk about nowadays. So Killer Mike, that's who was on the Breakfast Club, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just wrote down his name because I assumed that it was him. Killer Mike went on the Breakfast Club this week. I have yet to watch the full interview, but one of the more hostile clips that have surfaced on the interwebs is Killer Mike talking about or criticizing essentially people that send their kids to private schools and saying essentially that public schools can give you the same education, which is not true. But essentially saying that public schools will give you the same education. The student itself just got to put the work in. And him and Envy got into it like heavy. It was like the most.
It was
It's
pretty.
the most passive aggressive thing I'd ever seen because they sound like they was talking to themselves while the other person was still in the room.
He kept saying that he got Killer Mike got really passionate about this what he was saying.
Right.
But he was also kind of like
And for those who don't know,
Very
Killer Mike's one of those
passive-aggressive.
dudes like he's
pro-black.
pro-black, but he's like he's a loud discusser.
Yeah. It comes
Like,
off
if
as
he's-
like argument or
Yeah.
argumentative.
It's
but-
that's just his regular voice. Like him being
When he get
loud,
passionate.
that's just him.
which is fine. I'm like that too. When I get passionate, I talk loud. I'm not yelling, but I'm just like loud.
yeah.
Niggas get passionate. That's how they are.
I just want
so
my
I
voice
get
to
it.
be heard.
I get it. And he was making. I some of the points he was making was good points, but
Yes.
I don't think that you can really speak to that if you've never experienced both. I've never experienced private school, so I can't really speak to that.
And I have.
Okay, and in your experience, would you say that you learn more at private school than you would at public?
So, what I was saying, private schools. So, the main knock against public schools is that, I guess, in like the hood, because this is what they're talking about, in neighborhoods like we grew up in, they don't have the resources. They don't have the books. They have like old history books. They have old textbooks and everything. The resources aren't there, and the money that we're spending on taxes and shit that's supposed to be going towards that
It's not.
doesn't, essentially. So, the kids that are getting education from a public school,
It's the standard, like, fucking bare minimum. pretty
right?
much.
And a thing that Envy was talking about is like he said, he was talking about teachers and like teachers at public schools. Sometimes like they don't care as much because they're not getting compensated for they're not getting compensated
for going
as well
for
going the extra mile.
Yeah.
And it's like that's something I can relate to. Like if you're a teacher and if you feel like you're not getting paid enough to deal with other people's children for one, which is
I think that
insane.
So the funny thing about that is I think that people nowadays a lot of people are looking at teaching as a paycheck rather than you influencing children's lives.
Youth.
You know what I'm saying? Like once you like kind of shift your perspective of like I just want the money. You know what I'm saying? Or they get paid decent. I could do, you know, a little bit of school, get a couple certificates, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? It's just for the paycheck. You're not gonna be successful. You're not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people who are really passionate about they teaching, you're literally influencing kids' lives.
Right.
They're becoming smarter or able to do things. Like, depending on the age, like you're gonna literally change this person's life. So, I think what he was saying as far as what Evie was saying was that there are teachers who don't care.
Right.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I see it like my wife is a teacher. She's a really good teacher. She's one of those teachers that actually is passionate about what she does.
She cares about the kids.
Exactly. And then like when I show up to her school and I see teachers who just kind of like all right, go sit down.
Yeah.
Stop. Like on the phone while you're telling kids to sit down. Like what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't care. So I think it comes off. People act like when you don't care or they can hide the fact that they don't really care about their job. It's written all over the fucking all over your face.
At the end of the day, it becomes a job just like every other job. Like
but
if you're not into it, some days it's just human
everybody
nature.
has
Some
bad days.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
some days you're just not into it.
The greater purpose is there. It needs to be there though.
Right.
Like you need to know what you're doing it for. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
One thing that Killer Mike did say that I agreed with, it was what was he talking about? He said they don't teach you trades.
They don't teach you a lot of shit at schools, period.
And that's what I was gonna say too. Like school, be honest with you, school is a big old scam. Oh, what he said was they teach you how to take tests and how to participate, which in life that can only get you so far.
I think another thing he said was what they're trying to teach you how to do was just to be an employee and not to be like an entrepreneur or just something bigger than that. I think that's a very, very good point.
And my thought growing up in both public school and private school, like I didn't know that was what they were supposed to teach you. Evidently, Killer Mike went to a school in Atlanta where they have, like I said, trades, or they have focuses on where if you feel like you want to go this route, you can choose that route in the school here and then work towards getting a job eventually outside of school, obviously.
Some schools have like programs that are outside of the school where you can go to.
Right.
I can't remember what it's called, but like you go to this program and they teach you certain things like automotive shit. Yeah. Like my high school had that, but it's only limited to a certain amount of students. So you can't even guarantee that you'll get it. So a lot of times, like the thing that you might want to do, or you don't necessarily know what you want to do, but you might be mildly interested in, you might not be able to get into it. So I get it. There's this, everything is kind of limited resources. They don't teach you how to do a lot of things. Like I would have never known about how to sign a check unless I had some OG teach me. And I guess what they think is that, okay, you can learn these things at home, but there's a lot of kids who already even afforded the luxury of having parents to teach them shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's kids who grew up in the system, that kids that don't have that. So everything that they feel like a parent should be teaching them, they should still be going over that type of shit. That's how I feel. Yeah.
So that's a couple. So two other things I want to get to. Just jumping back to my comparison between public school and private school. It's not that you get a better education in a private school, but what I will say, in public schools, because the schools are larger, you got to deal with more students and shit. You have to make pretty much like a template for what you want to teach and shit. And that template is going to be like reused over and over and over again. When you have a smaller class size like I had in a private school, you can focus your attention on the student that you're dealing with. In a public school, you can't always do that. So private schools are beneficial in that fact, but it's a situation where in private schools, you're paying for your student, or you're paying for your child to go to school just so you can pay for them to go to college. So in that fact, or in that sense, if you're in high school and you go into a public school, you don't have to pay obviously for public school. You just send them to school. Hopefully they do well enough to get a degree or to get a proper education. They can get a scholarship to go to college. scholarships aren't guaranteed whether you go to a public school or a private school. So if you send them to a private school, you're hoping that they get a better education. If you send them to a private school, you pay for them, they don't get a scholarship, so you're paying for them more to go to a university and shit. It's like at the end of the day, it's like a waste.
If you can afford it, do your thing. But
right, but a lot of people,
if you can't
do it.
Kind of,
So you're paying them to go to a school that's supposed to guarantee them to getting into a better school for free, and it's like it don't work that way. And also, school in general, it's a scam. After a certain grade, after like once you get into high school, they teach you a lot of things, but a lot of the shit, they teach you a lot of shit that you don't need to use outside of school.
Useless knowledge I got from fucking high school, man. Right. Like, I'm never going to use oceanography.
And I feel like schools should teach you how to mortgage a house, how to afford to live on your own after you get out of school or anything like that.
All that important shit, like how important credit is.
Yeah,
they need to teach you that type of shit.
They don't do that in either private or public schools.
That shit is annoying, but again, that's one of those things where they feel like, oh, you can just learn that shit at home. No, teach it to these kids.
Parents don't necessarily teach you shit like that.
Or if you're in a scenario or a situation where you don't have parents, like you just, you know what I'm saying? Or your parent might not have the best credit.
Exactly.
They not be able to be the best teacher. So like, I don't know, man. I just think they should be doing more as far as like kind of guaranteeing that these people are going into the right direction, because you kind of sending them, like throwing them in with the wolves, like when they don't know what the fuck they're getting into.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had a lot of situations just where I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. I had to learn the hard way. So my role was full of bumps and bruises, but because I know better now, me as a parent, I could teach my son shit that I didn't get afforded. I wasn't afforded the luxury of learning. So. Do better. Do fucking better.
Have a better educational system all around, public and private schools. And
get these niggas some better lunch, bro. Stop getting this fucking trash ass lunch, bro.
And stop giving us milk with every meal.
Fucking
milk don't go with everything, dog. Chocolate milk don't go with everything.
I mean, chocolate milk is fine.
No, it doesn't. No, it's okay.
If they put it in the microwave,
it don't go with Salisbury steak.
If they put it in the microwave, it's hot cocoa.
But it still don't go with Salisbury steak.
Fire.
And
but
I don't know what high school you went to where you got a microwave. I went to a private school and they didn't give a microwave for milk.
I don't even remember what the fuck I had for lunch. My lunch is shit. This shit was so long ago. God damn, I'm old.
I used to bring my own lunch and people would still be like super impressed. I remember you got pretzels from outside of this. I
remember Friday had pizza though. Every Friday was Pizza Friday. Oh, yeah, that was it.
You either had the Sicilian slices or you had some in high school. We had the bum ass Domino's pizza.
I think I had it back in high school also, actually.
I don't like that.
I think that was like the lunch ladies' day off. Is that what it was? Is that why?
Probably. They work 4 days a week while the teachers work like 6 and shit.
All right, fuck the school shit.
All right, so, yeah, wrap that up. High school, honestly, is not worth it. School's a scam. They need to teach you more about life outside or when you get done with school. But until that happens, you're going to keep running into issues between private and public schools. Moving on to the next topic. Nick Cannon says black men overlook black women and see white women as a symbol of success. He was on his show, or Nick Cannon was on his show. Cannon's Class, which he had Dame Dash on there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think I like the show.
Come on cable?
It's on YouTube.
Is it on YouTube? Like the whole show?
Yes.
I'm gonna check it out then.
Yeah. I watched the show. It is informative, and I do. You learn some shit when you watch that shit, but I don't agree with that. Maybe some people have that type of view, but I feel like those type of people already looked at these women in that type of way. I don't find white women attractive for the most part. Like, there's very few, but you know what I'm saying? I love my queen, my black queens. So as far as that, white women are trophies, nah. If I'm rich and famous and white women, nah, I'm good.
So like when he said that, I was confused, but you got to take it into account. Nick Cannon is coming from a completely
he's
place
rich, so like
wealth.
When you're rich and all you are around are rich people, and then you see like these rich, it's usually athletes most of the time. Well, athletes and actors, they'll marry a white woman, and who knows what their reasoning is for it. But I will say that. I think that if you love that person, what the fuck is a problem? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it should be looked at as, he just looking at her as a trophy. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like, I made it because I can get a white woman now. No, if you love that person, then there's no issue with the fuck race it is. I'm not that type of guy who's gonna shun somebody because they want to marry somebody outside of their race. My only issue is if you're trying to downplay your black people in the process. Like, don't say anything negative about black people, black women when you're trying to date a white woman. Like, that's corny to me.
So my main issue with it is Nick Cannon said that black men look at white women as a symbol of success, and I've never looked at a white woman and said she looks successful, so I won't approach her.
If I get her, I am successful, or I can be successful.
I've never looked at it that way.
I don't either. Like I said, I think that he lives in a different world because of his wealth. But,
right. Only way I looked at white women is
speaking for like black men like that, like how he was trying to do it. I wasn't like,
So his voice doesn't speak for everybody else's. One thing that I saw,
you speak for the little rich, it's also
a very small circle.
It's a very small circle. It's just like it seems big only because these people are famous.
Because we know them,
right? But it's not
from a lot of different things.
Majority of the black men are not out here chasing white women. It's not the case at all.
Not at all.
So, that shit was trash.
So I saw something on either Facebook or Twitter or Instagram where they said the most, I don't want to say oppressed, but in lack of a better term, the most underlooked or overlooked demographic is black women in general. So, and I agree with that because, one, you get stereotyped for being black. Two, you get stereotyped for being a woman in the workplace. So when you combine both of those two together, it's like there's a very small window for you to have success in whatever field that you're in. So in that case, and I can see why Nick Cannon would say that, I guess white women are looked upon more successful.
Well, you have
than black women.
You have what's that white woman who was on Fox? Or was it was she had some show, but she said something about I don't see the problem with blackface, and then her show got canceled, and they paid her off like $64 million.
It wasn't Roseanne, was it?
No, it was the fuck was her name?
All right,
whatever. Yeah. Anyway, like to the fact that she was making $64 million for a daytime show.
It was on the same show.
Like that's wild. As a white woman, like white women always complaining about I don't get enough money.
Well, like same thing. It's the same situation. That one situation.
Black women get pennies compared to that type of shit.
I was gonna say that one situation is more so celebrity type shit. Like people are getting paid penny on the dime. The quote, or I guess like the thing was, black women are most neglected, oppressed, and overlooked. Oh, that's what I said. Demographic. This was from Rizza Islam, which was the guy that Nick Cannon was talking to on his show. He also said white women are looked at as success in America. We see a white woman, I couldn't have you, my daddy couldn't have you, my granddaddy
I don't want you.
couldn't have you.
I don't want you at all.
I would get killed even looking at you.
I'd kill myself.
That's more so something I agree to. Well, not necessarily agree to nowadays, but back in the day, like, you were killed for looking at a white woman. And if you want to say that, then that's obviously proven, at least back in the day. But for the wrap this up, for Nick Cannon to say that white women are looked at by black men as a symbol of success, obviously we don't agree with that shit. But again, he's talking from a different perspective. So we can't vouch for that until we get finished.
Yeah, you just need to specify like some or this group of black men in the mainstream media look at white women like this. Don't say all, because niggas do not give a fuck.
It ain't it ain't us. It ain't the public school kids. Moving on. Was it, how you pronounce his name?
Jussie
Smollet.
Empires. Whatever.
I forgot his name on Empire. I haven't watched the show.
I haven't watched Empire since the second season.
Yeah, we used to like the show too. Like
it was good. But after that shit,
until they started adding like hella celebrities
to
the shit. Yeah, I think so.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they still do recording.
That shit trash.
But Jussie was.
Andre,
I was gonna say he was.
Andre was the other one. Andre.
I'll read this.
What was Jussie's name on
Empire?
Damn it.
He was a lion for sure.
He was definitely a lion.
He had an incident earlier this week. Why didn't I save that on here though? I saved everything after the fact. But I guess
Jamal,
he got assaulted. He got assaulted
Lion.
by what, a group of?
He was Jamal Lyon.
Okay, he got assaulted by a group of people, right?
He got assaulted by two white people.
And what, they wearing like masks and shit?
They were wearing masks. He was in Chicago. From what I read, he he was going to Subway like 2:00 in the morning or 3:00 in the morning.
Never go to Subway that late. Never go anywhere that late.
Never go to Subway. Period. Subway's trash. Anyway, he was going to Subway and the people, one of the guys yelled at him, "Ain't you that ain't you that faggot from Fox or faggot from Empire?" That's what he said, and then they just got to tussling and then they beat him up and they put a noose around his neck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
When I saw the story, I was like, "Yo, are we back in the '90s where we hating people for being?"
Well, that should never
alive
stop.
And shit,
that shit was always a thing. Like that should never stop. But like
the last time I heard of something major like that was back on Degrassi when Marco got jumped by some hockey.
Degrassi was that shit though, right?
No, Degrassi. When you want to talk about public schools, this is why people send their kids.
I like Degrassi because it was real. Like every fucking show.
It was definitely real.
Wait, we get off a topic. No, fuck that. Yo, son, Degrassi, like they had drugs and
they had
murders,
drugs, they had teen pregnancy, they had murders, they had school shootings,
all of this shit, yo. And this shit actually does happen. So it's like, yo, Degrassi, and these niggas not playing, bro.
I'm surprised that schooling is shut
fucking
down.
Drake got shot in the fucking back by
They
had a school shooter.
It was so much.
They had a school shooter, yo. That's wild. Who the fuck does that on TV?
They just went to class the next day.
Or like, oh damn, rest in peace.
They did interviews like, how do you feel about
niggas paralyzed?
I feel awful. I had a whole person die in front of my face in the hallway.
Girls out there skipping school to suck dick.
Also, Jimmy should have zigzagged. Oh yeah, and they had murders too. They had like two.
Mac got murdered.
Homeboy got shot.
AJ got stabbed.
Drake got shot.
Oh, AJ. What's his name? AJ.
JT.
Damn it.
JT got stabbed.
JT got stabbed.
But it wasn't at the school though.
But but still what?
It was still two students that went to the school.
Damn.
But jumping back to the Jussie shit, I was like, yo, what the hell? Are we back on Degrassi terms? Like, I didn't know people. I mean, I knew people still hated people for being gay, but I didn't think it was going to manifest into anything recently. Or
it's always is because
by a famous person.
I'm only shocked because it happened in Chicago. Like that type of shit, that
would be the least shocking part of it.
No.
I'd be more shocked because it was cold.
No. Chicago? All them niggas? Nah.
They kill people out there.
Black people kill other black people. You don't see white people being racist and trying to put a noose around somebody's neck in Chicago.
I'm pretty sure they want to, but they just let the population do it.
But you would see some shit like that in like Mississippi, Alabama, like in the South. Right. You know what I'm saying? With the Confederate states.
And it's cold as fuck. It's happened this week. Like the coldest week in Chicago literally ever.
So,
and people was outside.
He actually performed. He actually performed last night. So Saturday night he performed, and he was just kind of addressed some of the rumors that were going on. One of the rumors was that his ribs are broken. He said they were not broken. He said one of the other rumors was that he didn't fight back. He said, "Nah, I was fighting the fuck back." So, hey, yo, shout out to him, bro. Shout out to Jussie.
Shout out to Just.
You know what I'm saying?
You said Jamal Lyons. Lucius did an interview, or Terrence did an interview where it was weird because part of it was in Terrence Howard voice, but the other part was in Lucius Lyon voice. And it was like, the Lions are going to jump back, man.
We're going to come back out here, man.
Like, dog, this is a serious situation. This is literally happening.
Can you
please not be in character right now?
He's always in character. That's how he really talks. Every single character, man.
So, yeah, shout out, prayers up to
Iron
Jussie.
Man.
You look like you're doing fine.
Superman.
You'll get past this. Evidently, it's just still going
Jussie,
on.
man.
And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but when people say that being gay is like a choice, it's like, why would anybody want to choose when you see this? Yeah, when you see this type of thing,
like there's so much backlash.
The way you get treated, why would you choose to be that? So
it's like there's some people can't help what they're attracted to. Like
exactly,
some guys like big fat white women. I don't understand it, but you see it happen a lot, especially black guys. It's them. They can't cook. I'm pretty sure they can't cook. Like,
the fat folk?
Salt and pepper. Them big fat white women. White women, period.
They can eat.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So
we'll get into that.
They probably eat chicken nuggets and fries all day.
We'll get into that at a later date.
What do you think a white woman cook for dinner? Like a big fat white woman?
Chicken.
Nuggets, right?
No. Just baked chicken. All right, so jumping on. We're going to move to sports now. We got a few topics. It was a very busy week. It's a very busy week in the NBA, let alone there's a Super Bowl happening today or yesterday by the time you guys are listening to this.
So because we did not see the Super Bowl yet, I'm going to tell you my prediction.
Okay.
Pats win. Boom. That's it.
Yeah, it's hard to go against the Pats. And also, I don't see them losing 2 years in a row. Like, thankfully, the Eagles got them. We just like barely got them.
Y'all
but,
snuck that one in there.
Hey man, we got them, and I don't
Snuck
think
it
they're
in
gonna
there.
lose to the Rams.
So
2 years in a row. If they do lose, though, I will say the dynasty. I mean, in the AFC, their dynasty will still continue. But if they lose 2 Super Bowls in a row, then it might be the start of the end of the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick dynasty. But in the NBA, the most important things happen because nobody really cares about the NFL. It's 2 teams. More than likely, your team is not in it unless you live in Minnesota or unless you live in Massachusetts or LA. And LA fans don't even like the Rams. But NBA had a few topics going on this week. So the week started off with Anthony Davis demanding a trade, or not demanding a trade, but saying that he didn't want to. He didn't want to play there anymore.
He demanded a trade.
I mean, he don't got no room to say it because he's still under contract for like another year or shit. So
yeah,
he can say you want to trade, or you can demand a trade.
What he did was smart though. He's saying that I'm not going to resign. So if you look at it this way, I got 1 more year here. So if you don't trade me,
they still got time though. Is what I'm saying.
They do next year. But his thing is this: if you don't trade me, right? I'm not going to resign. And then you're losing mad options right now. If you trade me and you get some pieces, then you will be set. So I like the way he's going about it. I actually appreciate the fact that NBA players are speaking up and trying to like control their own destiny, man.
Before we get into that though, because I want to continue with then we'll jump into the Porzingis thing too. So Anthony Davis requested to be traded on like Monday or something like that.
Specifically to the Lakers.
And a couple days later, Porzingis was in a meeting with the Knicks and said he wasn't happy here. And like literally an hour later, after hearing reports, he got traded to the Mavericks.
Like that was the quickest trade ever.
So
they already had it in their mind.
Anthony Davis requested a trade. I will say I don't think he's going to get traded before the deadline, which is by the time we listen to this, it will be on the 7th. It'll still be on the 7th.
What was that, Thursday?
So 3 days from the time you listen to this. I don't think he's going to get traded. I think the Pelicans are playing this as smart as they can. Yeah. Wait until the summer. He has no room. He has no leverage. Like Anthony Davis has no leverage to leave right now. He's still under contract, so everything is in the Pelicans' hands.
Well, because they're already not in playoff position right now. So
right, they're not going to make the playoffs.
Even if he decides to sit out the rest of the fucking year,
I think they're going to sit him for him. Like they took him out of video package. They're not going to play him.
Okay,
and have him potentially get injured.
Right
at the trade prospect.
So that in itself, they can not like. I guess the GM is not pressed. He's not pressed at all.
No.
And the Lakers want him because they're still in playoff position.
And the Pelicans sent back like, what you gonna give me for him?
Right. And some of them offers is like, yo, why would you not take that? But I get it because when LeBron was out, this nigga was trash, bro. Like Kuzma, the only one who kind of did something.
And even them doing something, it doesn't amount to wins.
Like Brandon Ingram did not step up at all, and he's a bust right now.
He had a few points. He had a few good games.
He's a fucking bust. He's a fucking bust. Brandon Ingram's trash.
Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like there was so much hopes for him. There were so many opportunities for him. But you playing like fucking 37 minutes a game and you ain't doing shit but getting 10 points. Like get the fuck out of here. It was 0 rebounds, 0. Like no, fuck you. You're trash. Lonzo hurt himself again because he's wearing them stupid ass shoes.
Big baller brand, baby.
Them shits is not nigga. This nigga wearing Payless shoes.
But no, yeah, the Pelicans are playing this smart. At least if I were the Pelicans, I would wait it out.
Rush.
Yeah, exactly.
But
because neither one of them teams is going to make the playoffs.
But I guess what the this is the thing. The thing is this. I don't think any other team is going to be willing to trade for them because he said I am not re-signing with whatever team you send me to. So they have to do business with the Lakers. That's kind of what
they don't have to. Because we seen last year when Kawhi said he wasn't going to go nowhere but L.A. And even the year before that when Paul George said he wanted to be in L.A. He got signed to OKC.
Yeah, but he kind of decided to stay at OKC. He had the option too.
So there's no guarantee that Anthony Davis is going to be like, I want to go to L.A., but if I get traded to another team, I'm not going to stay there.
Yeah, but where the fuck is he going? Boston? You think he's staying in Boston? No. I think that's the only thing.
That's the same thing Paul or L.A. fans are talking about with
but
Paul George.
Kyrie wanted to go to Boston, and he's already halfway out the door now. It's like
what I'm saying is it's 30 teams. Like one of them teams are willing to take a chance on Anthony Davis for a year.
They would, but at the same time, it's like, all right, what they have to not just think for that 1 year. They got to think for the long game. Sometimes that you're not going to.
Toronto's not doing that.
Toronto is in playoff position. Like they're in great playoff position.
I know, but they still only got Kawhi for 1 year for this
but
year only.
They can, but they can possibly win a chip though. That's the thing.
If another championship team comes,
if he goes to if he goes to a good team that can possibly win that chip, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but I think what you know what I'm saying. I think the smart thing to do I think the smart play would be for him to go if the Lakers trade didn't happen, for him to go to Boston and like trade Kyrie because clearly Kyrie is out there anyway.
Yeah, I feel like there's another team he could go to, but Boston's probably your best bet. I don't know why more teams don't go or why more players don't go to the East, where it's easier path to the finals, where it's more balanced at least. But what
you want to be on the best team,
exactly,
obviously. Right?
But to jump back to what you were about to talk about, Charles Barkley on the TNT after show said Adam Silver should veto any trade or any Anthony Davis trade to LA. Basically saying he doesn't like the fact that players are dictating where they choose to play.
That makes me so mad.
Yes.
Anytime Charles Barkley talk about some shit like that, you sound like a little bitch ass nigga. Yo.
Well, because
like let the nigga.
Correct.
No, it's my fucking job. If I want to fucking move here, let me do that. Don't sit here and tell me you can't control where you want to play.
Exactly.
The fuck I can. I'm the best, one of the best players in the goddamn league.
Not
you know
only
what I'm saying?
that,
fuck is you talk about?
but like you were about to say, I like the fact that players nowadays are choosing or putting their destiny in their own hands, which NBA players have always had that control,
but they never utilized it.
It took until LeBron went to Miami for players to realize.
Well, no, even before that, Boston, KG.
That was still under like management side of things because they traded to get KG and Ray Allen. They didn't request to go to Boston.
You're right.
Like LeBron was the first superstar to be like, I want to go here because I seen the management that I'm dealing with right now. They're not willing to help me out in here. They're not bringing me in a Scottie Pippen to go along with my greatness, so I got to go somewhere else and find my Scottie Pippen.
It's funny that you mentioned Scottie Pippen.
Look, that comment that you posted on your shit, it was like I showed one of my coworkers and I was like, "You want to get instantly mad?" He read it and was like, "Yeah, you're right."
So
Jason right now.
Jason Whitlock, he had some shit to say in regards to LeBron, the Mike comparison. And it's one of them things where it's like it's never going to be ending. But a lot of time, what they do is they discredit.
It doesn't make sense.
They discredit
Scotty,
Michael, not just Scotty, but they discredit that whole Bulls team. That Bulls team was stacked, regardless if they want to admit it or not.
Yes.
Like Scottie Pippen is a fucking Hall of Famer.
He is.
What are you talking about?
Scottie Pippen is a top 50 player now. When they were playing together with Michael Jordan, he was a top 10 player. So you had two of the best players in the league at that point in time
on the same team.
Like they were always the favorite going into whatever playoff series they went into.
That whole narrative is just trash, though. I don't like when people try to do that. Okay, I found the comment. Here we go. So this is what Jason Woodlock said. He goes, the facts will be the facts. In order to win his first championship, LeBron had to go team up with Chris Bosh and D Wade. In order to win a championship in Cleveland, he had to bring in Kevin Love and benefit from Kyrie. Now he comes to LA and he has to have AD and maybe Kyrie Irving. I just don't remember Jordan being about any of that. What the fuck? Scottie Pippen is better than Kyrie Irving. Dennis Rodman is better than Kevin Love. Like, what the fuck? There is no argument there. All this shit that he just said was bullshit. Like
every time Michael Jordan stepped into a game, that Chicago Bulls, at least after Scottie Pippen got there and developed as a great player, every time they stepped into the court, they were the favorites to win that game.
Right. So it's like there's no argument there. Like you literally are just saying shit just to be saying shit down there. That's exactly what it sounds like because like these guys are fucking Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? Like
and back then, you only really needed one star to win, but when you have two on the same team at the same time,
it's just that he was explosive. Like Michael Jordan was so explosive that they didn't pay attention to everybody else around him. But he had great fucking players.
Yes.
Like LeBron did a lot with pennies.
Yes.
My guy. So
even go back to the comparison. You said Scottie Pippen was better than Kyrie and Dennis Rodman was better than Kevin Love. Even going back to the Miami days, Scottie Pippen is better than Dwayne Wade. No, he is. He's one of the best two-way players of all time.
I don't know if I can agree with that one.
You put Scottie Pippen on somebody, he's going to lock them down. You put Dwayne Wade on somebody, he's not going to lock them down.
Okay, defense-wise.
And Scottie Pippen can still give you buckets.
Defense-wise.
All around.
Defense back in the day was just better anyway.
Yeah.
But Dwayne Wade is probably one of the best fucking...
Oh, no, he's a better scorer for sure than Scottie Pippen.
Guard, like best shooting guard, he's a better shooting guard than Scottie.
Scottie was a 3, though. Michael Jordan was a 2.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, so
whatever.
Yeah, if you were to compare the team
But
and Scottie Pippen, not Scottie
okay.
Pippen, Dennis Rodman is better than Chris Bosh. He affects the game much more than Chris Bosh did.
Yes, he does. Yes,
So
he
for
does.
people to say like,
even
oh,
that,
you had a big 3 in Miami, you had a big 3 in Cleveland, it's not the same at all in today's game.
So people just, I think they just like to run their mouth. They just like saying shit. I think they just like that. It's clickbait.
They like to start controversy.
It's clickbait. Yeah, it's all that is. It's not real. Like, if you were to pay attention to the Bulls back in that day, like, you would know. You would know the shit. The proof is there. You know what I'm saying? People just like stirring up shit. So I don't put no stock into what the people say. Like, who's better? Who fucking cares, bro?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Just be like
who had the better team?
The one thing
Michael Jordan had the better team.
The one thing I really hate about this argument is that you, like, the people that are comparing LeBron to Michael Jordan, put that to the side. Wait until LeBron's career is done. Like just appreciate
3 or 4 years left.
Just appreciate the greatness that you're witnessing while you're watching it in his prime. Stop trying to fucking make an argument every time he does something.
Word, because they try to discredit him all the time. Even Scottie Pippen recently, when they was talking about Zion Williamson being, they saying that he is the best prospect since Michael Jordan.
You gotta let this stuff play
Like,
out.
are you
man.
fucking kidding me?
Just let it play out.
Zion was being scouted since high school. Michael Jordan was not being scouted since high school.
No.
You know who the last great player who was being scouted since high school is?
There was a guy named
LeBron James.
James.
Yeah, that guy. You fucking asshole. So, fuck you, Scotty. You a little hater. He's a hater, yo.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
just let their careers play out. Then you can have your argument afterwards. But until then, appreciate greatness while it's still here. Just like we do for Tom Brady while he's still winning shit.
I mean, some people don't appreciate Tom Brady.
No, they really don't. Which is wild. It's like you try to compare it to other quarterbacks, like
this nigga's fantastic.
and they try to talk about it's a team around him. Like, no,
nigga,
they changed the team around
Nichols,
him,
bro.
They changed the team around him every year, and the one consistent that's there is Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
They get this nigga Nichols and shit. He still be out here making it work. All right, Slave, we're gonna take you 2 nickels right here, right? And we're gonna add.
We're gonna give you small white receivers. See what you can do with that. Oh no, they're the greatest receivers ever. No, they're great because they're household names.
When he had a great receiver, these niggas went undefeated in the regular season, but they lost to the Giants. But then niggas like Tom Brady is just that fucking great, man. And 41, 42, old as shit, but he's just fucking great.
Said he want to touch 45.
Yeah.
But to go back to the Porzingis thing for a second. I mean, Knicks fans. If you're a Knicks fan, I really don't understand why. It's like y'all never won anything. They haven't won anything since the people that I know have been alive. So, let's keep hope alive. But prayers up to the Knicks fans. Y'all
I will say this though.
They're very.
I read this that one of the people in the Knicks management team said that they're almost guaranteedly sure that KD is going to be playing there next year.
Yeah, they were sure that LeBron was going to come there in 2010. So don't listen to Knicks fans ever. Don't listen to Knicks about anything ever. I don't think KD
would go there. If he does, why?
Exactly.
Is he from there?
No.
What reason do you have?
Every time somebody comes to New York, oh, that's our hometown boy, Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, Stephon Marbury. Like, no, it's not going to work. They'll probably end up getting DeMarcus Cousins. That sounds like the most Knicks move I've ever heard.
He's born in Maryland.
Oh, he's a DC guy. I forgot. They were talking about him going to the Wizards. So, wrap that up. Sports talk is done for this week. We want to end talking about, I mean, this can either be a long topic or a short topic. We're going to make this video. Boys Too Nice.
Yo.
I'm going to ask you, we're going to have the same answer, but I'm going to ask you, what was the best social media site of all time? So, preferences. Honorable mention to Vine, R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Honorable mention to whatever else was out there. The 4 that I got here, we got MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. My question to you is, out of those 4, which one would you say is the face of social media?
The face. It is what it is. Like, because Facebook was just that. Facebook is consistent, man. It's literally like maintained over 10 years.
Right.
So everything else falls off.
So I'll try to make an argument.
Well, okay.
I'll make an argument for other websites. MySpace
fell off.
No, MySpace fell off. Well, MySpace started this whole social media type situation. So honorable mention to MySpace because
it kicks it off.
Everybody remembers. Yeah, it popped it off. Everybody remembers Tom
customizing your background.
Having a top 8 was big. Like you chose friendships by choosing who was going to be in your top 8 back in the day, and then eventually they let you have a top 4 and then like a top 1 and shit. It's like MySpace was the OG or is the OG of everything, but obviously they, like you said, they fell off. They stopped being a social media website. For Twitter is great for sports, and Twitter is great for people that just want to get their thoughts out there.
Or like you who want to watch porn.
Yes, absolutely. If you want just like quick clips of porn, unedited, unfiltered, no stories, just straight action, Twitter is amazing for that. But also, if you just want to get your thoughts out, celebrities do this all the time. Athletes do this all the time and get in trouble for it.
A lot of times they regret it.
Exactly. So it could be a pro and a con with Twitter. Instagram, it's more so a visual thing where you post pictures.
Instagram is like number 2 for me.
If you want to post pictures and get a visual of everybody and see, so
it's like everything in one though, because you can do the story like a text, so it's like Twitter in a way, and
you can still DM. You still message people,
and then your pictures, and now they have a thing where you can archive, so it's kind of like an album. So they're kind of trying to. Well, Facebook does own Instagram, so they're kind of trying to migrate into the little.
The only downside to IG is that, for the most part, smart people will only post things on IG that they're favorable in. So you're not going to see anybody when they're down times or like. When they're down, you're not going to see them post things or post pictures, at least of themselves on Instagram. Sometimes it's more so an illusion for people. So people get this mentality like you went to Dubai last week, you went to Miami last month. Like you're only doing good things in your life, and then they don't realize what's going on.
They be recycling pictures.
Exactly. So that's my case for all those other websites.
Been
but
in Dubai for 3 months. What kind of hotel she staying at? No,
you got a waterfall.
She was there for
Come
6
to find
hours.
out, trips to Dubai is like $6 on a diamond shit. It's like you not paying that much. To go to
she got
trip.
flew out. She got flued out by one of them little Dubai princes, and apparently they be doing some nasty shit to this women, yo. Like I remember one of the contracts that came out for one of the famous IG models, and the contract was like, "You're gonna let me fuck you. You're gonna let me pee on you."
Jesus Christ!
Like, yeah, it was that nasty.
Survive in Dubai.
I'm gonna give you $20,000, and you're gonna let me do all the shit. And them girls that be in Dubai, they be bringing their friends. They be getting peed on.
I'm down with it.
Hey,
I can peed on for $20K.
On video.
Yeah. So that's the case for Instagram. Like I said, it's all a facade. But like you said, the king of social media is Facebook, hands down. When it started off, it was a great way to get in contact with people that were around you, and without it being like weird and without people screenshotting your messages and shit. It was a great way to get in contact with people when we were in college.
Yep.
You just see them online, send them a message, and it wasn't frowned upon back then.
Yeah.
You post.
I just slide in DMs all the time back then.
Now
screenshot.
Yeah, it's like I see you online, but nah, I'm pretty sure you're not going to respond to it. Pictures wise, you can post everything that you can post on Instagram. You can post on
albums
on
from years
Facebook.
ago.
Have things saved. Also, they have photos of you and have it on Instagram too, where you sometimes get a better picture of how that person is around other people. When they're posting, it's going to be the most glamorous shit that you see. Facebook gives you the same outlet that Twitter does, where you can express your thoughts in posts by typing out however you're feeling at that point in time. I think people more so are more expressive of themselves on Facebook. If you want to give your friends list,
I think people are more so PC on Facebook because a lot of the
nowadays they are,
because their family members are friends with them, and they got to make sure that they don't say nothing crazy. I think people are really themselves on Twitter, where they can run their mouth and say shit. So that's one of those things. Like, I think Facebook is for families. Facebook is for family. Twitter for you. IG is for like businesses nowadays.
That's the last thing I wanted to get to. Facebook is a great way, like I said, it's a great way to get in contact with people in general, but it's a great way to reconnect with like family members and shit. And that's one of the main things that stood out to me when I was growing up with Facebook. Like, people would make connections with family members that they haven't seen in 5, 10, 20 years. And you find that person, you make a reconnection with them. It literally connects families together, whether you're in Jersey,
in
whether in California or whether across the globe in like China and shit.
They go down.
Why would it go down in the DMs with your family members?
Not your family, but I'm just saying. Back in 2008, it went down in them DMs.
People are discovering family members on Facebook, and it's brought people together. So that's That's one of the main reasons.
Yeah, but fuck that though, because there's nobody want to add a fucking family members. I got
no,
mad
nowadays
family
they
members
don't. But it's like if you don't have any family
and
you
requests from family members that's still sitting there. I'm not accepting you. I'll be talking shit sometimes.
At least you know they out there though.
Yeah, it's cool. I'll just be talking shit. I don't need to be seeing me because a lot of them like super religious and like I'll be cursing and shit.
That's fine.
Oh my god, what are you saying? Oh, my fault, auntie. Like, nah, yo. Get off my fucking page.
Nah, post it. Fuck it. It don't matter.
Get off my page, yo. Let me talk my shit.
So yeah, at the end of the day, MySpace started it. Facebook evolved and perfected it. Twitter, Instagram, more so for like personal.
It's like the little watered down version of certain parts of it.
Right.
So
exactly.
You like the text parts of the post part of the thing. You got Twitter. You like the picture parts of the thing.
You like the pictures
and
the video. You go to IG.
Here we go.
If you were asking us though, we say that Facebook is the king of social media. If you disagree with us, let us know, and we'll have a calm.
You probably want Instagram ass niggas.
We'll have a calm debate about it in the comment section.
Debate, nigga. I want some Instagram ass niggas. Y'all don't even be posting nothing, yo. They be like, you know what I mean? One story a day. Fuck you.
Oh no, I be people that be posting too much. It's like
I hate when
it's immediate. Like you post like one thing a day. You post like 17
I hate when people be having a story and they be looking like little dots. Like their story be mad little fucking dots. Like no, why are you posting that much on your story?
My main problem, and I think you do this too. My main problem is like when people post on Instagram different posts of the same day. Like if you went out to like a club and you post a picture on Instagram, then a few hours later you post another picture on Instagram. You can put that all on one post and just have people swipe
I think that's what people do nowadays because like back then when Instagram was first established, people just like had to post every day. They had to have something, you know what I'm saying, or like multiple times a day. But now it's like, all right, you want to post a lot of pictures that you have. Instead of posting boom, 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 you can put them in one post and just slide. So I'm cool with that. All right, fuck this topic. Fuck social media.
What time are we at right now?
We are We got to get to a really important topic.
Wait, what's the important topic? I thought that was the most important topic.
No, the important topic is Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine.
He's snitching like he should be.
He's pleading guilty and he's taking a deal with the feds because
it was him.
He doing this.
It was him, dog.
He did
Stupid. It was him over there. What's
with
wrong
you? So Tekashi 6ix9ine apparently he was pointing out the shooters and the Chief Keef incident. He singled them out, said their names.
You're going down too, big fella.
He said their names, and so he's snitching out here. He's snitching in these streets, yo. Yep. So a lot of rappers are not happy with that.
I don't give a damn about how a rapper feel about me.
Snoop Dogg was like, man, where I'm coming from, we don't do that shit. Like, Ice-T said the same. Meek Mill was like, yo, this shit is crazy. I just think it's funny because these niggas try to kill Tekashi. Why am I not gonna snitch on y'all niggas?
Right.
You try to kill me and my family. Like,
sure
no, nigga, y'all going to jail for life, please.
If I'm going to jail, nigga, you coming with me.
Just give me a different cell. I don't want to see. Plea deal.
Move me to the celebrity pod because I'm not dealing with
his
them
girlfriend had some shit to say about Snoop. And she's a young girl. She's probably like 21. She was like, "Oh, you are unsuccessful. You a broke ass nigga. And what do? Rap? You ain't rapped in years.
Keep that same energy your hubby got.
When niggas retire, first of all, this nigga got way more money than any. Just shut up.
He's in GPS.
Like I hate when like young people talk like you broke. No, he's not. This nigga is fucking rich as fuck.
Richer than you.
You'll ever know.
Fresher than you.
Then you'll ever know. And this nigga be out here having those silk ass bandanas on. Snoop. Auntie Snoop, bro. That nigga. Auntie Snoop be out here, yo.
With the rag on.
He know. Cause he be tying that shit perfectly too.
He got his own emoji face on iPhone.
That shit is. He be patting his head too. Like yo, Snoop be out here, bro. He on for real. He an aunt by day. No, he's a gangster by day, aunt by night.
Auntie by night. Making sure the macaroni and cheese is right for the family reunion and shit.
That nigga, he was talking mad gangster shit with the bandana on. That shit threw me off. Like he kind of like combined his day. Like I don't know, these niggas be out here talking that crazy shit. When I come from, we ain't do all that. Like yo, stop patting your head.
Relax.
Hey, Snoop, stop. Yo,
Relax,
why you itching, bro?
Snoop lying.
Yo, head and shoulders, bro. Head and shoulders.
Head and shoulders. Hell no.
This shit was itching, bro.
So
yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm just saying, if it was me in that position, and you tried to kill me, I'm snitching, bro. I'm
immediately.
Just
You don't give me
it,
how much time?
What's snitch? Who? What's the acronym for snitch again? Sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home. Yes, that shit was the best acronym ever in hip hop.
Trying to come home.
Sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home. The best acronym in hip hop ever.
There's 2 T's there.
Sorry, nigga, I'm trying to. So the two, they never add the 2. They never add the 2.
Fair enough.
First of all, Pharrell made that. You will not discredit Pharrell. All right, Pharrell's a god.
Pharrell been 25 for like the last 20 years.
No, 200 years.
Okay.
I seen the old pictures of the Indians. Pharrell.
He was there.
That was Pharrell.
Making beats for him.
No, that nigga. Yeah, the drums. Yeah, that was Pharrell.
I was about to go into an instrumental, but hell no, y'all ain't finna catch me
The
out
fucking
here.
Fountain of Youth ass nigga.
Y'all ain't finna shut me down before I get
That
started.
nigga like 52 right now. Like, that's crazy.
That's finna be me.
That nigga be in high school.
So when you graduate in high school, excuse me? I said, when are you graduating? I graduated about like 30 years ago. Oh, really? What'd you do with yourself? What'd you do with yourself after that? I made a few beats, a little rapper thing.
Travel a little bit, found a lakes of Minnetonka.
White people be so impressed when you
had a little drink. Had a little drink from the Fountain of Youth.
But yeah, Tekashi, we with you always. You want to snitch and
stupid. I'm just saying, when he come back, if he come back,
he ain't coming back anytime soon.
But when he does, he is not going to be embraced at all. At all, they not.
Cause he going like when he come out, he gonna be old and his fucking
because he was facing 20 years.
Too.
He cut a deal, and when you cut a deal, he might get like 5 years. When you cut a deal,
we'll see.
You might get like 5 years.
We'll see.
I think he'll get like 5 years. But the first thing he did was he moved his mom. Like he had to like. You know what I'm saying? Because he feared for his mom's life.
Should have did that months ago.
You should have never been living in the Bronx still.
Right.
Why the fuck you rich and you living in the Bronx?
You got all this money. You
stupid.
You gave your mother some money. Like, no, give her.
Are you dumb?
Yeah,
she dumb.
To live, nigga.
So nah, fuck out of here. You need to drop that girlfriend too, because she's probably gonna run up your money.
She's definitely about to take you for all your shit.
She definitely is, bro. Like you dealing with a little New York as bartender chick. All they do is scam.
It's the job. It's in the
title.
title.
Like
that's on their Twitter profile. Or
when he was locked away and she just miraculously had his Range Rover. Oh, Bae bought it for me. He's in jail. You bought it for yourself with his credit card. Fuck is you doing?
Bought it for me.
Yeah. Who the fuck you call? Like GM Motors? Yo, send her a Range Rover. No, nigga. You took his credit card.
It's my baby mama's.
Y'all just met like a week before you got locked up. That's not real.
That's smart. Strategic.
For her, yes.
Yeah.
She a scammer though. Like, yeah. All right.
If I was that, I would be that too. All right, and wrap this show up.
Yo, make sure you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/boy2nicetv. Make sure you guys are also listening in on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, and what's the other one? Spotify. That is No Refunds with a $sign podcast.
Also, make sure you guys check out our other videos on YouTube while you're at our page. Did you say subscribe?
I did say subscribe, but also make sure you surely subscribe because we got a giveaway going on. So if you subscribe and you comment on one of our pictures or comment on one of our videos, you're gonna be entered into our giveaway. So in our giveaway, we'll have our artist over here draw you a picture of you. So yes, if you want to go by faster, make sure you're sharing it and tell your friends to subscribe so we can get this shit moving. All right. I am Boy Too Nice.
I am Team Tommy.
And this is No Refunds Podcast.
Yeah.
Bitch ass niggas.
Yeah. Whoa.
All right.
Stupid.